I should probably admit right off the bat that my experience with the SpongeBob universe is basically nil. I've seen a combined total of maybe 15 minutes of the show and didn't see either of the first two animated films. I will say that I am extremely familiar with the litany of SpongeBob memes permeating the internet. Clearly, I've been missing out because the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run is a ridiculous, energetic, exciting, and fun family-friendly time that can easily be enjoyed by both longtime SpongeBob enthusiasts and those of us who are brand new to the series. Thank you so much for watching. Before we get started, click on that red subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. Last week, I reviewed another movie that combines live action with animation in the form of the awful Tom and Jerry, link in description. Sponge on the Run is the complete opposite of that movie. The film kicks off in the underwater town of Bikini Bottom. What starts off as a normal day goes awry when King Poseidon runs out of snails for his skincare routine, and the villainous Plankton takes SpongeBob's pet snail Gary to Atlantic City in an attempt to get SpongeBob out of the way so he can steal Mr. Krabs' Krabby Patty formula. SpongeBob, who is understandably upset about the loss of his beloved sea creature, brings his goofy friend Patrick along for the ride to rescue Gary. If any of this sounds confusing, don't worry. It's not. The world of Bikini Bottom is beautifully realized, combining 3D CGI on top of mostly static backgrounds that perfectly encapsulates the look and feel of the show. The Krusty Krab, the Chum Bucket, the houses of Patrick, SpongeBob, and Squidward are all well represented. As someone with minimal knowledge of the show, it's clear that Paramount's newly minted animation studio is here to stay. This is a fantastic looking animated film in every possible way. Putting their own unique stamp on the industry is a tough ask when Pixar is constantly creating these fantastic worlds inhabited with unique and interesting characters. The fact that this is the debut feature film from Paramount Animation is quite the accomplishment, and I almost had a hard time believing that to be the case. As far as characters go, I think it's safe to assume that they got them right. SpongeBob's good-natured and slightly naive attitude shines through Tom Kenny's performance. Bill Fagerbakke clearly knows how to portray Patrick the Starfish, SpongeBob's BFF, and clearly the dumbest character in the entire ocean. Balancing dumb, goofy, and earnest is something that Fagerbakke has clearly spent years perfecting, and Patrick manages to generate some of the biggest laughs of the entire film. Veteran actor Clancy Brown plays SpongeBob's boss, Mr. Krabs, and I was absolutely floored to realize it was him. Brown's live action performances are always fantastic, and he's got such a commanding presence and voice that I was genuinely shocked to find out that he didn't just play the character here, but he's done so for the entire length of the show's run. The role of Poseidon is played to great comedic effect by Matt Berry. Now, I don't know if Atlantic City and Poseidon are a regular part of the show, but everything about this is hysterical. Patrick and SpongeBob going wild in the casino, Poseidon's ridiculous obsession with a single wrinkle on his forehead, and the boys constantly forgetting why they're even in Atlantic City provides great levity and highlights the absurd nature of the entire affair. The film actually serves as a prequel to all of the previous SpongeBob content, and the flashbacks to their childhoods gives us focus that highlights all the positive things about their collective friendships. It does a really good job providing the audience with a little bit of depth and humanity to what is obviously a very, very goofy film. The boys also join up with a ridiculously funny robot named Otto that drives them around and gets them to Atlantic City, and I was shocked at how much I found myself laughing at what could have easily been a throwaway character. Roger Bumpass returns to the role of Squidward, SpongeBob and Patrick's uptight neighbor. In addition to being constantly displeased with both of his peers, Squidward often picks the wrong time to be completely honest, while sometimes doing it for the right reasons. Something struck me about this character, and I think seeing him in the context of this world for the first time at my age showed me a couple of things. Far too often in my own life, I'm Squidward. I can be negative, overly critical, and a big old party pooper at the absolute worst possible time. Contrasting Squidward with the dumb but endearing Patrick and the warm-hearted and optimistic SpongeBob was a good lesson in taking things too seriously. Coming in at a perfect 91 minutes, Sponge on the Run provides all manner of hysterics during its lean runtime. You like unexpected cameos? This has got you covered. Impeccable comedic timing from outstanding voice actors, done and done. While the movie does alternate between animated underwater world and the human real world occupied by live action actors, neither of these things comes at the expense of the other. One minute you've got dancing Wild West zombies, and the other you've got SpongeBob and Patrick wondering why they're in a jail cell after a night at the craps table. At no point in watching Sponge on the Run did I ever feel disengaged, and Paramount Animation should be commended for making a movie that has no trouble roping in new fans like me, while providing longtime viewers with the appropriate winks and nods. It's not just gonna make you laugh out loud, it's going to make sure you bring your heart and your head along for the ride too. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this review helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also like and share the video, that will help the channel grow. Sound off down in the comments, let me know what you thought of the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, and I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m.